Chapter 60:35. After experiencing the magic of the blood-dispersing and heart-saving elixir, Simon understood the truth behind rare things. Sometimes, no matter how rich you are, there are some things you can't buy. This is true for the blood-dispersing and heart-saving elixir. And the same is true for NVIDIA graphics cards. However, he was overall satisfied with the performance of NVIDIA and Zach. Although both of them were a little embarrassed and reluctant to give in, they still gave him the results he wanted. 40,000 graphics cards are the highest mountain standing between him and half a pill. If these are solved, Microsoft's data center will not be a problem at all. So, Simon pursued his victory and made another phone call to one of the founders of Microsoft. The Capital Circle has the same strict hierarchy as the Mafia. However, it is difficult for the Mafia to choose a truly top godfather. But the Capital Circle can. The only godfather in the entire European and American Capital Circle is Simon Rothschild. In every listed company here, Rothschild holds a certain proportion of shares through various methods. Not to mention those well-known banks and top venture capital. Therefore, Simon has an extraordinary influence on any company in the United States. The phone rang twice and was connected. On the other side of the phone, a middle-aged and elderly voice came. "Mr. Rothschild, has it been at least 10 years since you last called me?" Simon smiled and said, "Bill, how are you doing?" Bill on the other end of the phone sneered. "Not bad. You know, after retirement. I just travel around, spend money, give speeches, and do charity." "Very good." Simon smiled and said, "If you do bad things and do good things at the same time, and the positives and negatives balance out, God will forgive you, don't you think?" Bill knew that the other person was making fun of him. So he could only say with a smile, "Charity. I don't ask for anything in return." After saying that, Bill's tone gradually became more relaxed. And he said with a smile, "If God really wants to calculate my merits and demerits, I'm afraid it will take a powerful audit team to calculate clearly." At this point, Bill asked curiously, "Mr. Rothschild, you didn't call me today just to tease me, right?" Simon smiled. "Many years ago, people said, when you stop to pick up $100, you will lose $1,000. So I am like this. Time is precious. Especially for people like us who are in our 70s or 80, time is even more precious." As he spoke, Simon's voice became serious and he said, "Bill, there is something I need you to do a little favor for." Bill said without hesitation, "You tell me." "There is no need to say more about our relationship. I will help you if I can." Simon said, "I heard Microsoft has a data center in Northern Europe, and I want to buy it." "Buy it?" Bill was slightly startled and then said, "Mr. Rothschild, if Microsoft's cloud service is a Boeing 747, then the Nordic cloud service is a Boeing 747. The data center is one of the 4 engines of this 747. It is impossible for an airline to remove one of the engines of an operating aircraft and sell it. Once sold, half of Europe's cloud services will be paralyzed. And it is difficult for several data centers to handle such a large demand in a short period of time. We did not leave such a large redundancy in the design." "Impossible." Simon said lightly, "The Boeing 747 first flew more than 50 years ago. At that time, I was one of the invited guests. At that time, you were only a teenager. It is impossible to know the Boeing 747 better than me. Even a twin-engine aircraft can ensure that when one engine fails, the other engine can ensure that the plane continues to fly for 180 minutes. For a 4-engine aircraft like the Boeing 747, losing one will not have any impact at all." "Does your data system leave no design redundancy?" Bill quickly said, "Mr. Rothschild, this is not how we look at it. The current demand for cloud processing is very large, and the storage demand for data on the cloud is also astonishingly large. The redundancy we leave must also leave some margin for the peak period of data processing. If you take out the Nordic data center, half of the European users will be affected." Simon paused slightly and said seriously, Bill, I have known your mother for a long time, and we were very close when she was still working at IBM. Familiar, I have watched you grow up to today. Don't forget how much help I have given you during this process. Including when you were in trouble. I was the one who helped you. Now I, an old man, need your help. It's not appropriate for you to have this problem and that trouble for a while, right?